Our next honoree is Shan Mullin, a partner at the Seattle law firm Perkins Coie. Go ahead. As a young associate at the firm, Shan started working with the Board of the United Way, ultimately helping the Seattle branch's charitable campaign to become one of the largest in the country. That first endeavor led to more than 5 decades of dedicated community involvement. Think about that. Now he encourages young lawyers to do the same and helps those who are so inclined to find opportunities that match their interests. Community service, he advises them, isn't required, but it's a very worthwhile way to spend some time. We couldn't agree more. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shan Mullin.
Well, first I want to thank Seattle Business Magazine for this evening and for these awards, and to compliment them in establishing a new award which has to do with the support of the community, people that serve on boards of directors and do the volunteer work that we've already heard mentioned here. It's so important to our region. This is a tribute, I think, that needs to be made, and made regularly, and spoken about and emphasized. We have a very, very fine response that we receive from people who are asked to serve as members of boards of directors. And I've been there. I've enjoyed the opportunity to volunteer as a director for a number of organizations, as mentioned. And what I've also learned is that it's so important to the community to have people say yes, and we're very fortunate in this region that so many qualified people say yes and serve their tour for our nonprofits. Some are very small, local food banks. Some are big players in terms of our region and our economy. And yet people step forth and they keep saying yes, and that's so important. So I want to just mention that, and how proud I am really of our community for what we do in the nonprofit sector. I also want to pay some thanks. I want to thank the Seattle Business Magazine, as I said, for what they are doing with these awards. I want to thank those who, I would say my colleagues at Perkins Coie, who step forward and serve the community, as so many of your organizations do and your leaders do. I took a look yesterday to see how many of our lawyers in the Seattle and Bellevue serve on boards. Counted 165 serve on boards. And to add to that, as many of our firms here represented do, we have a foundation, Perkins Coie Foundation, and we make grants annually of substantial amounts to our nonprofit sector. And this goes very well, and this also speaks well for the firm. So I want to say thank to my colleagues for caring about the community, serving and supporting our nonprofit sector, which is so important to the success of our region and makes us somewhat unique, I think, when we look around the United States at metropolitan centers. Then I think I should also not fail to mention the support that I've had from my wife, and who is here, Lee, and our 4 children. 3 of them are here with their spouses, and all that they do for saying, "It's okay, Dad, you know, stick with it." It's an add-on, and it takes time. And they've been great supporters, and Lee has been particularly a wise counselor She's involved in nonprofit activities herself and has been a great advisor. So with that, I say thank you to Seattle Business Magazine. I say thank you to all of you who serve our community in the nonprofit sector. I wish you well. Continue the good work. That's it. Thanks.